Welcome back to another week of Dele and
Rebekah.
So today, what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about our origins.
The origins of Dele and Rebekah.
Okay, so about a week ago...
Sorry. Anyways, just keep going. My bad.
One of our subscribers requested that we do this video. It was a video... What was his comment?
Talking about the challenges we had when we were growing up and our high school background. They want to get to know us a little bit more, which is fine. And I actually sampled a bunch of questions. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to ask the same question and she's going to answer and I'm going to answer.
He has not prepped me in any way. I don't know what he's going to ask.
Okay.
I asked him if he's throwing me some curveballs. He said, always be ready for curveballs.
Pretty easy. Where'd you grow up? So just give us a little background history of, let them know exactly where you grew up.
Where I grew up. Okay. I was born in Tampa, and then almost immediately me and my parents and siblings moved to Alabama. So I was raised for about 8 years in Alabama.
Alabama.
And then we moved back to Tampa, and then I lived, from Tampa to graduating high school from, 8 to 18 in Tampa. And then graduated and moved to college in Virginia, which is, y'all have heard that story.
Yeah.
So Tampa, Citrus Park area, to be more specific, if anyone's Tampa
citrus,
person.
Like a drink. Do they sell citrus there? I'm just the obvious random question, yeah. But
that's where I grew up. Where did you grow up?
Oh, I want to know where exactly. That's an interesting story, by the way. I did remember all that story because she's told me so many times.
Yep.
But no, I was born in Sweden, and after that we moved to the UK for a couple of days, maybe months or something. And then after that I went to Nigeria, which is where my family's from. And growing up was majority of my life, my dad was a diplomat, so we traveled every 4 years. We stayed 4 years in a foreign country, then 4 years back in your home country. So throughout my whole life I was traveling. So I consider myself as a foreign guy, as an international guy. So my nationality, I'm international. But majority of my, growing up, I think I lived overseas. Mm-hmm. I think so far I've been in the US for 10 years. I've been to 4 out of 7 continents. Yeah, and so I say my lifestyle growing up was pretty interesting. We were basically like nomads. We moved every single 4 years. Different high schools, different friends. It was hard sometimes, but overall it was a good experience. I got to see the world. So.
And you had at least your older brother going with you.
Yeah, because my older brother and I, which you saw in the previous video, when we went to New York, we're 1 year apart, so we grew up together. We grew up everywhere growing up. We were best friends, and we have a younger brother who's 9 years. Well, he's 9 years younger than me, 10 years younger than my brother, so he was spaced out. But no, overall, my brother and I, we travel the world together with our parents. So yeah, that's basically kind of my background.
Okay.
Next question. You ready for this?
Okay.
Okay, so what was your high school career like? What was that growing up like? What kind of person were you like? Were you like a cheerleader? I mean, I already know, but you can tell me.
Oh man. Okay, so I feel like sometimes, I don't know if the way that I saw reality was how it really was. I would say that in high school I was a tomboy. I very much thought that I was. I like to play sports. As I've mentioned many times, I was not good at sports in any way. I'm not athletic. I can work out, I can keep up running, but I'm not in any way good at sports or athletically inclined.
Don't never doubt yourself.
Well, I can play. But anyways, but so I was more of a tomboy. I had a very close-knit group of girls that we met in, or I guess some of us met in like 2nd grade, and then the other one met in 5th grade, and then we, I think that I would consider us to have been popular. Okay, so side note, I went to a very, very, very small Christian school, a little private school. Our graduating class was like 23 people, including me. It was super tiny, so to say that we were popular, that doesn't really say much. But
were you guys like the mean girls?
No, we were not mean. And I think that because we were nice to everybody, which again, I think because we were in such a small school that, I don't know, and like in a different environment, like we were at a Christian school, like popularity was different than I think that it would be in like a public school. Like you said, like the Mean Girls might have been more popular in like a public school, but it was just a different experience.
So you guys definitely had like your cliques.
We had cliques. We definitely had cliques.
Okay, cool.
I think that I have always been, again, I've always had like my core group of best friends, but I've always been somebody who I would consider myself a floater. Like I can be in different groups of people, and
so you can mesh with anyone.
I think that I can pretty much mesh with anybody.
You could. I can see that.
So I think that I was friends with most everybody, from all different cliques, and like I might not have necessarily hung out with them in my spare time, but like I can very much hang out with anybody and enjoy my time, and I liked everybody that I went to school with. But yes, so I thoroughly enjoyed my high school years. I never dated in high school. I just enjoyed being able to be around all my friends and seeing all my friends every day, and then I had a really good time my 4 years of high school. I thoroughly enjoyed them, and I did like my time at my school. I really enjoyed it. I look back and have all positive things, even though I know that it's being in a tiny school. There's pros and cons to that, but I thoroughly enjoyed all my time.
Well, my turn. Yeah. Well, my high school career was, well, like I said, it was moving from different country to another country. High school overall, I played sports. That was basically what made me like high school. I mean, I did like school. I mean, I like to study, but in general, my motivation was to wake up in the morning, finish school, and then go to after-school activities, which is what we did. Like when I was living in Burkina Faso. It's a French-speaking country in Africa. I hated school. All I cared about was just coming back home, and mom would have food on the table for us, but then I would throw it away. Until one day she caught me actually going to the backyard throwing the food away. So she waited till I came back from the after school activity and was like, okay, so what is this? And it was like something I've been doing for over a month. So you can see like chicken that's been there for over 2 months. And she's like, you're grounded. But no, my high school career was fun. Sports is what I did the most. I wouldn't say, going into different countries, I didn't really have like a clique like she did.
Yeah.
It was every 4 years I met new people. I meshed in different groups. I kind of was like a floater as well, but I kept to myself. The only time that I actually, talked to people was when it came to playing sports, because you kind of have to, you want to play sports. It's a group effort. Other than that, no. High school was fun, but if I could do it all back again, yeah. I think, maybe not. But no, overall, it was a good experience.
So, were you a mean kid?
Me, no.
In school?
Oh, no.
You didn't pick on the other boys?
Me? Do I look like a pick? No, I was always in varsity sports, so I never picked on anyone. If I was kind of like you, too. Because I know there was like cliques and everything, but I always tried to, go to different people. Like, hey, how's it going? Because the way it was projected is like, if you're in varsity, people are gonna look at you as a jock, and you don't talk to the people who are in a marching band or something like that. But I talked to everybody because I was actually in yearbook. Yeah, you were in yearbook. Okay, cool. What's up, girl? So I was in yearbook, but I was also in the sports team. So it was like, I'm not in between. We can float around to different people and talk to everyone. So overall.
Did you ever did you play an instrument?
I played drums.
Did you sing in choir?
Yeah, Chris and I, we sang in choir. I was bass. You boys. Yeah. But it was just for extra credit. I don't sing. I don't sing. She sings, by the way. Just saying.
I was in choir and ensemble and handbells and band.
You play handbells?
Not anymore. It was a big thing in my school.
Wow.
My older sister was phenomenal at handbells. I don't really know how big the competition for handbells really is, especially amongst Christian schools, but she was like nationally ranked. She was amazing.
Speaking of Christian, I also went to Christian private schools my whole life.
Yeah. And then you moved here, and you did 11th and 12th grade here.
That's right.
11th and 12th.
Yeah, 11th and 12th grade, yeah.
Yep, and then
college.
Yeah. All right, so what's the next question?
So how many languages do you speak?
Oh, English and Pig Latin.
Pig Latin.
And that's mostly it.
Sarcasm,
yeah.
She's
sarcasm.
She's 100% with that. I speak English, French, and I speak Yoruba, which is also, it's one of the tribal languages we have in Nigeria. Nigeria was colonized by the British, but we have 3 languages. We have Yoruba, 3 tribes, Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. I belong to the Yoruba clan. Hey, Bawoni. Anyways, all my Yoruba people understand that. But no, I speak 3 languages. Yeah. So, next question that one of our subscribers asked was like, can you talk about any challenges you had growing up? Like maybe in high school, where there's some periods where you were like, I don't know, this is a little weird. Do you ever struggle growing up? Now is the time to let the world know.
What do I struggle with, or what did I struggle with?
In high school when you were younger, not now.
Okay, in high school. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so let me think. I think, every single high school student probably in the world could say that they struggled with like self-identity and knowing, like, trying to discover who you are, and me being in a very small Christian school, I think that my struggle for like self-identity came a little bit late. I tell him all the time that like randomly I feel like I grow or I mature in certain areas later in life, and then certain areas I think I mature early. And upbringing has everything to do with all those. But I think my struggle for like self-identity didn't so much come in high school. Little bits, it always starts. Every high school kid, everybody going through life, is trying to figure out who they are. But like I said, like I was kind of like a chameleon in high school. I knew who my true friends were, like my best friends, and but I think that I didn't like really struggle so much with that until maybe college age.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, like when I got out on my own, like I feel like most people go through those things in like high school, but I more so went through them in college, just because of the way I was raised and my upbringing and whatnot. Let's see.
Yeah.
Reality. I struggled with weight. I was never like big, but like I think I struggled with like that, because
you struggle with weight.
Not like
she look good.
Well, again, like
she's amazing, by the way. She's talking smack.
No, like self-confidence, things like that. Because like again, I have like 2 best friends, and they're like drop dead gorgeous and beautiful, and like
you're beautiful.
If y'all look back at my Nokomis videos,
right? Hey, I think everyone can say that she is beautiful.
Thank you. Okay. And I don't so much like struggle with that anymore, but that's probably more so.
That was
like just kind of seeing others and like wanting to be like them. I guess that plays back into self-identity, but that's probably like, not 100% weight focused, but like again, like every high school girl goes through that. Every girl, their whole life goes through it, but that's like probably looking back, one of the main things that I remember like thinking about all the time is just like wanting to be like my friends. I always wanted to be like everybody else in high school, and I was nothing like everybody else, but I wanted to be like them.
That's interesting. What did I struggle with? Well, I didn't. I'm perfect. I'm just kidding. But no, what I struggle with is, well, let's see. I went to boarding school at a young age. So prior to coming to the U.S., I was in boarding school. So I kind of already lived by myself for a while. But the stuff that I did struggle with growing up in high school was, this is going to sound funny, but I needed to have more confidence speaking to the opposite sex, females. I'm just saying, no jokes. Because I watched a lot of movies growing up. I know she might watch more movies, but I watch movies and in scenes where, a guy, like a high school, before I came to the U.S., I was like, so this is how it's going to be in the U.S. People have the cliques, you got the jocks, you got the, the nerds and everyone. So I was like, where do I fit in? I was watching movies just to learn how to speak to a girl. So what I struggled with most of the time is like, what do I do? I just walk up to her. Nah, I was scared of rejection. I think everyone is scared of rejection in general, but that's what I struggled with. And when I first came to the U.S., it was different. Everyone loved the accent. They were like, "Ooh, you have an accent! Oh my God!" I was like, "Well, it's not exactly what you see on TV, but no." I think that kind of built my confidence a little bit more because
it went through the roof.
Yeah, it went through the roof. Man. I'm just kidding. But no, it was easier, and I was just like, "It's nothing wrong with just being yourself." And then the only thing you can do is just be yourself. And sometimes you do get like before I DJ, every now and then, my heart beats right before I start talking. But once I start talking, it's over. It's fine. It's just that everyone does get a little bit nervous at first. But in order to be able to get through, you just have to keep pushing. So that's what I struggle with. And with time, I think I was able to build my confidence. How do you think I got? I think I got her, man. Confidence. I was like, hey, how's it going? But so next question. This is the last question, actually. So throughout the whole challenges that we talked about, how has that made you who you are today? Good question.
Okay, right? Good question. Okay, so I think in certain aspects, being able to blend with various people and mesh with everybody and get along with everybody and, meeting all kinds of different people, those are actually the things that I am passionate about, is meeting new people and like experiencing new and different things. So it's like the things that I would kind of look back at as my high school, college years and be like, I struggled with self-identity. I don't know, those kind of have played into my character now. My personality, the things that I enjoy now are the things that I look back and I'm like, man, I didn't really perfectly fit in any one area. I kind of could be everywhere. And I kind of think that like those now are the things that I enjoy. And sometimes I wish that I was just super A-type personality and I was like, this is what we're going to do, get it done. I was the leader. I had a strong, very, a very straightforward personality. But at the same time, sometimes I'm happy that my personality can get along with other people because like
bubbly. I like it.
Yeah.
She has a great personality.
And we talked before about me being sensitive towards others in one of our other videos that I like, and I do. I think about others a lot, so I want to.
Sensitive.
No, not sensitive.
She's sensitive. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
No, like I think I have a heart for people.
You do. You love to work with people as well.
Yeah. And so I think that like my struggles play into my personality now in ways that I guess maybe I wouldn't have thought so much that they would.
Yeah. For me, well, like I said, it all started with me just learning how to talk to the opposite sex. But then that kind of built confidence for me to be able to talk to anyone in general. Like in college, I still struggle with it. Like imagine I had a group of 4 or 5 people and there were girls in there. I was still like, ugh, okay, cool. All right. But no, it's helped me to be able to do everything I do right now. When I DJ, when I talk to people, random people, it's just that the fact that I know that I have a message to pass across, it doesn't matter who they are, I can pass it across. Yeah, I can talk to anyone now if I honestly just pray about it. Don't get me wrong, yeah, but it's weird. I have this weird thing I tell myself. I don't know. She's probably seen me a couple of times. Like if I'm about to do something, I talk to myself before I do it. Yeah,
I was going to say that. He'll be like psyching himself up. Like,
I psych myself up. It's weird. It's like it's like if I'm about to walk outside and get the mail, I'm about to get the mail. Not like that. But no, if I'm about to do something big or about to make cross this threshold when I'm going to do something magnificent, I have to just prep myself. It's mental. That's how I operate. But no, it's helped me out. I think I'll be able to overcome it really. But every day is still a struggle. Sometimes you might get like, I don't know if I can do this, but if I speak to myself and tell myself, you got this, Dele. You know what? I got it. So pretty much, I think that's the whole story for me. So this is just a little bit about us, the origins of Dele.
And Rebekah.
That's right.
Yeah, let us know if you guys have any more questions.
Yeah. We do love it. Actually, we'll post it on there. The guy who actually asked us to make this video. Yeah. So if you have any questions or any suggestions, feel free to drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? Anything more specific you want us to talk about? Yeah, we love the comments. We love the ideas. Yeah, so if you can send us content and we can keep making good videos, feel free. So once again, you guys can always check us out on Instagram. And I am BeccaAnn813. Oh. And I'm Dele Rocks. Because what? I rock. All right. See you guys.